Alright, today we're getting to work on the step notch on Jack Black. He's getting the rear end all unbolted so we can move that out of the way. Then we can cut the top of the frame out and get the step notch kind of like tacked together and in place, and then cut the rest of the frame out after it's fully welded in. We just got back from picking up some materials, had to fill the welding bottle over there. Then we picked up some steel too. They didn't have as beefy of steel as we were hoping. I was hoping to get like some 2x4 inch rectangular box plate or box steel. All they had was like some really big square stock, like 3x3, and this 1.5x3. This I think will work. It'll be a little smaller than I was hoping for, but it should still work. Then we got a couple pieces of 1.25 tubing just to add a little transverse rigidity. And also stopped and grabbed a couple flap discs to help clean the frame up. This side's gonna be easy enough to clean up. There's pretty much nothing here except for these bolts that are gonna come out anyway. That side looks like just a little bit of wiring. And then of course, watch the fuel tank. Just gonna give her a torching. We might. What? I was just looking to see if we could just pull that wiring up to the front for now.
Here,
There they go. Wiring's out of the way. How wide is this plate? I think we almost might have to get some cardboard and like make a template and just kind of figure it out from there. A little bit of a fire. What is he up to? Just doesn't want to stop burning. Yeah. Oh well.
I'm just hoping nothing got down in here.
That's probably fine, right? I think it's fine. I'm gonna ignore it. Keep on doing my thing. I didn't cut the cardboard quite as big as I needed, but should still be able to get an idea of kind of what we're doing. It's gonna be kind of like that, except hopefully with better angles that match. We do know that the vertical pieces are going to be on a 60-degree angle, so we're going to get those cut and then just start working at the rest of it.
I was actually smart and used glasses.
Yeah, me too.
The first time I got something in my eye.
Yeah, me too. So,
Smart.
all these pieces are cut out. This one might grind a little bit more off just because it's like an 1/8 longer. Or we can just use that as a top piece and not worry about it. But Considering I was just using that one as a template, they're all super close. So that's nice. And all of them are the same length. Like I said, like I think I said earlier, I meant to say, the pad on top of the axle is about 5 inches wide. The inside length here is about 5.5, so we'll have plenty of space and should give us the height we need. It'll put the bottom of the notch just above the frame rail here. So I guess we probably could just leave the stock top of the frame, well, for cutting it out anyway, never mind. Unless you wanted to go up and over it. That doesn't make any sense, never mind. I think next up now is probably get one of them tacked together so we can see where we...
Oh yeah, weld one up and we'll grind it down and set it in here, and I'm gonna make the marks on the top and then cut it. Then you can set it in, weld it up here, weld everything, then you can cut the bottoms out. Yep. Cut them out at the same time, both sides.
Yeah. Try and get them all tacked up first and hope they don't start to warp at all from the heat once I do start welding them. The exact reason why they say not to use TIG gloves for MIG welding. Started to melt through those. Can't really see it now, but I wanted to attach itself to my hand. Anyway, that side's all welded up. It's not gonna make anybody hard on Instagram, but they're definitely gonna be strong as fuck. Got some nice caterpillars going on. So since I forgot to bring my spare battery, I think I'm gonna weld the other one up off camera, and then we'll start cutting up the frame and we'll pick it up there. Hope we didn't need those. Well, these ones weren't the prettiest, but they'll definitely hold. So I think the notch is done.
So do I.
Sweet. I don't know where the camera died, so basically I'll just show you guys what we did. Got these all welded together, tacked them in place after cutting the top of the frame off, and then once they were tacked in place, well actually once the sides were welded in place, he went through and did precision surgical work with the torch here. I was legitimately very impressed with how clean those cuts were.
The one thing I got right.
That's why you're the torch man. I mean, with artistry like this, I don't need to go near that thing. And then once he got those cut off, went through, finish welded everything, got the cross braces welded in. 2 of them might be a little overkill, but it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. Once we get the rear end in place, kind of half-heartedly sitting there and get an idea of how this thing's gonna sit. So I gotta admit, I was a little nervous throughout all this. This is my first time ever like cutting up and altering a vehicle frame. We've done it on bikes a few times. That doesn't really make me nervous anymore, but doing it for the first time on a vehicle, I think it turned out really well. I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously proud enough to put it on video here. I'm gonna say what we could do is hold the back of the frame with that, take it off the jack stands and
Yeah! Already took off.
trying to claim some toes and take it off the jack stands and slowly lower the frame down around the rear end.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh, well, I took credit for it.
Will it fit around that thing?
Yep. Like it was made for it. Alright, we're up. Hell yeah. Dude. That's fucking sweet. I'm gonna set the camera down for a second.
This one played hell coming out.
I wonder why that is. Let me, before we get too far, let me get back and look at. Dude, that looks sweet. I mean, that's pretty close to where it's gonna be. Dude, that's gonna look so fucking sick. Dude. Would you just look at it? I'm so happy right now.
Oh yeah.
Like this little bit, I think makes me happier than everything I've done to Goldie Hawn so far. That's called taking pride in what you do. Got a lot of pride right now. I mean, we could have went out and spent like 100, 200 bucks on a step notch kit and then still had to cut this up and weld it and all that. But I think right now, for the rectangular stock, we've got 20 bucks into that. 30, yeah, about 30 into the tubing, and then 33 into some welding gas. A little bit of time, a little bit of patience, cutting, welding, measuring, guessing, recutting. Hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off for a minute and help him. I'm still just gonna stand here and ogle the truck for a little bit. But I'm gonna try and get the axle like half-heartedly mounted. All right, the rear end is temporarily bolted together. We're still gonna wait for the new flip kit. We just got the stock stuff cut off and flipped around right now. So right now it's sitting on most of its own weight. Lowering the bed down right now just to, ooh, that's gonna be close. All right, hold on. We gotta go ahead a little bit. I know you guys wanna see how it looks. I definitely wanna see what it looks like. Now obviously the thing's not going to sit down all the way because we haven't clearanced the bed floor yet, or rolled the fenders. Well, cut the fenders on this in this case.
Now it's sitting on that bracket.
Yeah.
Fuck, can't even get it down far enough. It's seriously gonna go.
Oh yeah. You can tell it has like another 3 inches left to drop. Alright, we're about to wrap up the video. We had to see what it looked like with the bed actually in place, so he cut up the floor of the bed, I cut up the fenders. It's sitting there right now, and the thing looks ridiculous. That looks fucking sick. And we did move the shackle so that it's on the lowest bolt, which will lift the back end up about ½ inch or so. Dude, that looks sick. And then once we lower the front, this thing's gonna be sitting right. That looks so badass. That looks so much better than I could have ever hoped. Here, let me.
That's sort of like with the front end right there.
Clean up that fender a little bit.
You know, it's fine. Short air shots, just keep enough pressure on it so it doesn't body.
Well, eventually I'm gonna get different wheels for the back, I think. Dude, that looks radical. Yeah, that front will have to come down a little bit. I mean, it's not gonna have to tuck like that, but just to
And give a good weight transfer.
yeah, just that old school gasser mindset. You can't tuck any more than this is right now. Like, I can't, right here, I can get that much of my finger in. Then here you can see how much of the floor we cut out. We could have gotten away with an underbed notch, but I mean, it's a race truck. And now it's a race truck that is sitting right. Stand on the front bumper for a second. I want to envision it with the front down low. Yeah, the springs are too stiff. Alright, I think that is definitely going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of work to do all in one day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.